surgery where they go in with a laser and cut your eyeball, and it's not as dramatic as I make it seem. They basically like do a small like cut with the laser, and you don't even like get put to sleep or anything. You don't feel it. It's not very dramatic, but you're awake when you do it, so it's terrifying for me. But honestly, it's apparently done in like 10 seconds or like 5 minutes. And this surgery, basically, if you want to qualify for this, your eyes need to remain the same for at least a year or 2 years without progressing or getting worse. And when you get the surgery, you can basically stop wearing glasses or lenses, which is so great. I think it does cost like a lot of money, but like wearing glasses every day, oh my god, I cannot. And I stopped doing that because I think I look uglier with glasses. I'm not gonna lie. It's not because I hate wearing them. When I started this channel, I used to wear glasses too. I don't know if anybody is still around. I think some of you are. When I started this channel, like ages ago, I've had this like YouTube account for ages, but I think I first started posting videos in like 2020, like ASMR videos. Although my first ever ASMR video was probably in 2017. But yeah, I stopped wearing glasses because I finally was like, oh, I could just wear contacts, and I never thought I'd wear contact lenses. But here we are. Now I pay for them monthly, and it's so costly, and I do it month by month, even though they have a subscription, because to get the home shipping version of it, where you save a little bit of money, you have to pay more upfront for 3 months worth of lenses, and I don't have that much money in my bank account to do that straight up. I need to get better at finances. The spring season right now is like making me reorganize my entire life and question what I'm doing with my life, but also I'm gonna be turning 25. I'm gonna be 25 this year in like a month. Oh my god, that like put it in perspective. That I'm gonna be 25 in a month. I just said it out loud. I haven't said it out loud before, like this is the first time. And honestly, I'm being dramatic right now because I haven't had that strong feeling about it, because obviously a lot of my experiences of other people are unfortunately from online content consumption, because I don't have that many friends that I speak to every single day, because my friends live farther away from me, and I'm not very good at communicating. I'm just gonna own up to my faults, and it's a season of owning up to your faults, I feel like. And I hate the word season, because yeah, let's not even get into that. But I'm using it literally, like it's a season, like spring. Sorry. But yeah, I think coupled with the change in weather being so nice, going back to my original point about how the weather is so amazing right now, I feel more productive and less depressed about stuff. This happens every year without fail. After like September into October till now, I'm in a shitty mood. Like here. I'll talk about it on Patreon. I'll do a whole work rant because I'm just like pissed off so extremely these days about the unfairness of some things. And if you want the tea, like, you have to go over there because I will film it right after this. And I know I've been given advice of like, oh, switch your workplace and stuff, which is just like, yeah, I got it. But ultimately, I think spring so far has been very positive, and I hope it's been for you too. Although there's like still challenges like at work and just personally just trying to organize myself and trying to think about how can I spend money more efficiently, like how do I stop emotionally spending or emotionally eating, or how do I actually be on time for things, like little things like that, which all are just like the cumulative efforts of me trying to grow up into becoming an adult. Yeah, that's all happening right now, and I think because it's so light, it's helping so much. Today I got up. I went to bed at like 8 p.m. yesterday because I was watching ASMR. I was watching this channel. I'm going to tell you guys, I just discovered her, and I don't think she's been like new at ASMR or anything, but I have just discovered her channel. I was watching this book on a whole video from Hannah Boo ASMR. Hannah Boo ASMR, her whispers are amazing, and I was very intrigued at her like explanations around books. I'm sorry, I keep moving this thing. I was super intrigued by her explanations into like the topics of the books and stuff. I think she's really good at explaining what she read about as well, because I found her from her wrap-up video that she filmed recently, and I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. Anyway, I was watching her and I literally fell asleep on the sofa, and I woke up at 12 and I was like, oh shit, I forgot that I had put some clothes in the wash, and I went and I like half awake, like prying my eyes open, and I had like fallen asleep with contacts in, obviously, so it was like dry, and anyway, I did the laundry at like 12 at night, and I went back to sleep. So this morning I was awake at a very nice time. You know, the sun is out, productivity, fairies are working away. Like, I made myself some breakfast, some eggs, and like I toasted some pita bread. It's so good toasted. If you haven't tried it before, it's like crunchy and lovely. And then I went outside before I procrastinated and watched a lot of videos. And I like sat under the sun, like read my book and drank my coffee your second job, your all the other things that you're trying to get money from, or like, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you've seen those types of content, but I think a lot of podcasts and YouTubers are normalizing just working yourself to the ground. It's not normal. It's a sad reality that we are needing side hustles, second jobs, and trying to do all these kinds of things, like selling your clothes to make some sort of like extra money, or I don't know, providing another service outside of your core work. While normally, like years before, it wasn't even that long ago that your one job is supposed to be able to get you by, and it's not the case anymore unless you're, you know, doing a very amazing job where you're earning a lot of money, like you have, I don't know, achieved a manager level and you're very good with your spending and things like that, and you don't have rent that eats up most of your income. Then, you know, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. But I guess for me and for people like me, where I don't know, you're on minimum wage, or you're just starting out in the workplace, or you're a student, because students don't get paid as much as, I don't know, people over the age of 23 in terms of minimum wage. I wouldn't know about like different countries, but I think if you're like, I don't know, 18 to 23, it's lower than what I get, for example, like what government teams that you should get. But they are young adults that also have the same needs as us, so why wouldn't they also deserve to get paid the same wage? But like people like that, where they're just starting out, or you know, they're in the service industry where the pay might be lower, it's so hard to just stay with one job. And we always see all these people as well, like the fact that we're seeing all these people that are successful in our For You pages on Instagram. That's why like internet is so bad sometimes, like especially social media. I think the worst is Instagram, honestly, especially when it comes to like rich people showing their lives. It's because you start to internalize it and think that your life should look like that, and you're doing a bad job because you haven't achieved that yet. But it's honestly not that many people that live like that, and I'm trying to verbalize this right now because it's gonna help me too, because I feel so bad like looking at people and feeling jealous and envious of people for having things that I don't have. And I'm sure if somebody looked at my life, they would feel bad that they don't have certain things that I have that they don't. It's a very popular saying, like, comparison is the thief of joy. My boyfriend always reminds me of the fact that like I shouldn't be looking at other people and comparing myself to others, because it's just taking away from everything that, you know, I've worked to do and you've worked to achieve. Whether it's like going to school or learning a trade, or like doing your hobby and enjoying that, like it can be anything. It's just taking away from the fact that you've achieved those things and you have your own successes and your own goals in life. But yeah, I don't know why I'm just like so passionately rambling about this, but I guess this should be a reminder that we should really stop comparing ourselves to other people, and try to be grateful. I think I used to be, I was taught to be grateful like every time we sat to the dinner table, because my parents are religious, but my mom was more. And every time we sat on the dinner table, we did like grace. It's not like we did the Catholic, like saying grace before sitting dinner and holding hands. We didn't do that. We just said like, I'm grateful for this food, and then we just ate. am reading all these amazing books, and I have a platform where I can talk to you guys, and I'm grateful that I'm a hardworking person, that like all these things, even this is like bringing tears to my eyes because we never do this. At least I never see other people like talk about doing this, just being grateful for like being you and doing the small things. And I think that's gonna bring a lot of positivity into your life and make you ultimately more confident and happy with what you have. But I also don't want you to think that what you have is enough. To be honest, I never think what I have is enough. It's all the fact that I compare myself obviously to other people. But if you want to progress in this life, of course not everybody will have the same opinion, so like feel free to let me know how you like think about these topics that I'm rambling about. There's no rhyme or reason to like the flow of this video, but I do agree with like being grateful and stuff, but I don't think that you necessarily have to say I'm happy with what I have and that's enough. I feel like I'm not that type of person because I am happy with what I have, but I will be like happier if I become more successful at my job, if I, climb the corporate ladder, if I, when I become a manager, I will be more successful. I think there should always be the next step. You should always have a level of discomfort because then you're not going to be able to progress. That's also a very important thing to realize. Like, of course, be happy and grateful, which is amazing to feel those things because you can be a better person, I think. And it will just help you be more at peace, to be honest. And appreciate the things that you do have. But it's always healthy to have a little bit of that competition within yourself and that drive to achieve more. And it's not necessarily to be richer. Like, that might be toxic at some point. Like, look at all the billionaires we have in this world that have wanted more and more and more and more and forgot about the rest of the world or doing good and things like that. Sometimes it seems like they're just acquiring more and more and more because they can and not because they want to at this point. But that's a whole another topic. So I am happy with what I have, but I also want to achieve this, and it would be nice if I got that, and I will work towards getting this or achieving that, and this will be my next challenge. I think it's always healthy to set goals for yourself, because like I like to be surrounded by people who have ambition, and I want to be ambitious, and I am hardworking. I don't always recognize that within myself, and I encourage you to do the same. Like, if you're that type of person like me, where you don't you think, and I think this happens from childhood, like most things, where I don't know, your parents could have been like, oh, you got a B, why didn't you get an A? I had that a lot. Or that from your parents down, it like reflects on how you view yourself when you become an adult, and there's a lot of like re-parentification or whatever it's called, like parenting yourself happening when you're growing up. That's why like your 20s I think is really hard, because you're trying to, at least if you're actually questioning your belief system, which is so healthy to do. I don't think you should just accept what you're given with by your parents and say, okay, that's what I'm gonna do now. And it's probably different if you had a really healthy like childhood and your parents were like, I think I'm pretty well balanced, but I do have like things to work out. I wouldn't I'm excited about. And you know, being an adult is so freaking hard. I don't like it. Like, it's so uncomfortable. I think it's more than not liking it, it's just uncomfortable making like big decisions. And I think just realizing your existence in itself is so hard for humans, I think. Just the fact that you really have like so many options. Like, you can do whatever you want. Like, there's a limit. Your finances and your like abilities and all the kinds of stuff, there is a limit, obviously, but you really have so many options to choose from and things to explore. Yeah. But this year I hope to go on some holidays. I hope to go to countries that I haven't been to. I hope that my family relationships aren't totally freaked up. And I hope that I get a new job. I really would like to like work freelance or something, but I don't know how you go about doing that. I just saw somebody do that and it looks very like freeing to me. I think I really am like looking into how I could find a job like that, like contract jobs. And I know it's not steady or something, but even if I got a part-time job and I did freelance on the side, I think it'd be so freeing for me, because I am realizing so many things working in the corporate system where I fucking hate it. You guys, the last thing I will say to end this video, as a now 24-year-old woman, do you have any advice on how to navigate the corporate system? Specifically, how do I act enthused about things that I think are so stupid? Like things like training, like team building exercises that are honestly like, it's just corporate like BS. It's gonna get me into trouble that I'm not enthused about them. But it's just, I am not able to. And yeah. Like, how do I get through this corporate masquerade? It is what it is. Like, literally nobody talks about this. But LinkedIn is like a pit of fire of positivity that is fake. Like, everyone is just like, oh my god, such a good job, oh my god, this is amazing, oh my god, that's amazing. Or they're hating on things with no critical thinking. I hate the corporate world, honestly. The fact that there's so much performance in it, like, I should have just been an actress. Honestly, that's what I wanted to do when I was a child anyway, but like, I can't do accents. I don't know. It probably doesn't, it's very hard to get into. But honestly, if you're in the corporate world, you're already doing some sort of acting, so it wouldn't even be that far reached